Welcome to Real Time, Florida Sportsman. This week we left the Triton at home and we're doing something totally different. We're looking for big sharks from the beach. It's time to find the shortest route to the hottest bite. We scan Florida Sportsman's regional forums for the best fishing reports, then travel to make real anglers our local guides.
Give me some of that!
Together we let you in on secret spots and hometown moves.
That's what I'm talking about!
Oh yeah, she's done for now.
This week we're in the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum and we're fishing from the beach. Pizza delivery! We're breaking out the stand-up harnesses, the Penn Internationals, and the Senator 14-0s, and we're shark fishing. Look at this guy, he's going right into water after this thing. All coming up on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. We started this week by meeting our guest host, Peter Barrett, aka Reel 'em In, at his favorite beach. For those of you that follow his posts, you know this guy is the shark fishing guru. He lives and breathes the shark fish. He does it a little different than most though. This guy is fishing stand-up gear from the beach.
George, here we are. Appreciate you guys bringing out your beautiful Penn reels filled with brand new line.
Light tackle.
Today we are absolutely going to test it, I hope.
How are these rigs done?
I guess you got 80 pound here.
80 pound.
You got a bimini twist doubled up to this is just a 500 pound swivel. I got about 30 feet of 400 pound mono. You want something for the stretch, you want something for the reef. Sharks get down low, they get in the reef. And for the tails, for the abrasion resistance, their tails will rub that line and they'll go right through some light line really quick. Got about 8 feet of number 19 wire on the end of that 400 pound leader. I sharpen them with a file. They don't come out of the box that sharp. And then down to our sinker. We don't use leads because it will cost too much and we don't want to put too much lead out there. So a nice piece of center block. They're $1 at Home Depot.
And that's attached with just a
breakaway about 20
mono.
pound mono. When that shark comes up and bites that bait, his teeth will cut this light mono and he'll swim away with the bait not even knowing there was a sinker or anything on there. When we feel him go, we're going to set up on him and watch him run.
There you have it. Shark fishing the beach.
Absolutely.
This is a product of my charter today, the bycatch.
That's all she wrote. That's a mama's home cooking right there.
Hopefully a big hammerhead's dinner.
This is just a piece of bonita.
I didn't catch that thing.
He didn't catch that. This one's got fresh. It's about 5 or 6 days old, been in the freezer, but as you can see, the baby's juicy and ready to go.
Another thing we want to talk about really quick too is this is late in the afternoon, beach is closed, it's a private beach, no swimmers. We're concerned. We don't want to be doing this around a bunch of
you don't want to do around swimmers. You don't want to give shark fishermen bad enough name, worse name than we already have. People don't like sharks coming close to the beach, but you got to realize we're going 200, 300, 400 yards out the beach. The sharks aren't right on the beach. So.
And you're not bringing these sharks
no,
here.
These
we're not
sharks
chumming.
are here.
These sharks are here.
We're not chumming, we're not attracting them.
Yeah.
The sharks are there, we're just taking advantage of it. And
if you do it, you got to do it smart. You got to have the right tackles. No sense coming out here with something you can't stop them with.
Absolutely.
A bunch of monofilm and dragging behind a shark is never a good thing.
No, you just want to catch you want to see the sharks and let them go and have them a safe, good release. And like I said before, I said I want my kids to be able to see some of these sharks. So we want to treat them good and have some respect for them because they will turn around and get you if you're not careful.
Well, let's paddle the bait out. Let's get started.
Let's go.
He's rowing our baits out. Past the sandbar. Says the big sharks are on the other side of it. It's the only way to get your bait out. I'm not doing that after dark. Peter's one hardcore dude. This guy is a crazy shark fisherman. But saying that, he's a conservationist. He does not kill sharks. You know, he realizes the bad rap that these things get, the bad rap that actually some of the shark fishermen get. He does it safely, he does it smart, and he releases all his fish.
I like to let baits soak for about an hour or so. After about an hour, the blood kind of comes out of the baits, the scent kind of goes away. So I like to put a fresh piece out there and maybe try to get it in a better spot, maybe something easier for the sharks to get.
Once Peter got these baits out to the right zone, it's pretty much just a waiting game. You put the clickers on, and you pull up a lawn chair, break out a cold one, and just wait for the clicker to go off.
This segment is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
The Penn Squall is lightweight and its ergonomic graphite design with the legendary Penn power at a price any angler can afford. Its lightweight design is built for power and incorporates the same top-of-the-line DuraDrag system that you find in international reels. It utilizes a Versa handle that allows anglers to adjust the length for power or speed. Penn took into account the finer details of reel design with the new Squall. Its extremely ergonomic design constructed with a lightweight graphite frame and side plates. And you'll notice the handle doesn't protrude above the frame, eliminating cutoffs by the line hanging over the lever. Look for the new Squall at your local tackle store or check out pennreels.com. Pizza delivery to the beach. All right, sun's down. Made a little fire here on the beach. I actually had pizza delivered to the beach, first time ever. Now I use the sharks.
Now I need the sharks to show up. Did you get anchovies?
No anchovies. So we're just sitting, chilling, hanging out. Next thing you know, that clicker goes off. Can you give me that harness? I'm gonna tell you what, you're sitting here in the dark, you can't see what's going on in front of you. I don't know how much heat I can put on them. Oh. You come back or you come off? As fast as that bite came, that fish was gone. I reeled everything in and Peter was inspecting that wire and he said, just from looking at the kinks and the bends in the wire, he could tell that this was a hammerhead bite. He said, because the weird angles of their head, their small mouths, it's really difficult to get a hook into these fish. So the hours were flying by, and sometime early in the morning we got the next bite. Unfortunately though, it wasn't what we were looking for. It was a big barracuda. Sometime I fell asleep, I don't know when, but when I woke up, the sun was coming up, and when you know, Peter was still running around, getting baits out. That guy's a machine, he just wouldn't stop. When the sun came up, we got 2 more bites. You know, these weren't the sharks that Peter were looking for, they were nurse sharks. They were big fish, and I was happy to pull on them. That thing is a beast, man. Look at the belly on that one. I know that ain't what you want, but that was still cool, dude.
Still a good one. I guess we gotta catch a nurse shark. Still cool. It's fun. Definitely not what we were looking for, but take what we could get at this point.
So the bite was a little slow this night. It wasn't what Peter was hoping for. So we decided to pack everything up and make plans for the future to do this again.
This segment is brought to you by Yeti Coolers. Wildly stronger, keeps ice longer.
I'm on the water more days than not. A cooler is just as important to me as any other piece of equipment on the boat. In Florida's harsh environment, I need a cooler that's built to last. Yeti coolers are rotationally molded, which makes them virtually indestructible. T-Rex lid latches are the same latches used on ATVs. One-piece seamless construction provides long-lasting durability. Yetis feature never-fail hinge systems, double-hull handles, and vortex drain systems. Thicker cooler walls mean more cold-containing insulation. Yeti lids have 3 inches of insulation because that's where it's needed most. And Yeti coolers don't just close, they seal. Yeti coolers are built to take the rugged abuse from the way we work and play. Unlike ordinary coolers, which are typically disposable, the Yeti is built to last. Yeti, wildly stronger, keeps ice longer. I was itching to get back out, and talking to Peter, he was back on the sharks on a good moon. We decided to put another trip together. So our plan was to stay in the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We moved a little south. We met at the beach, the weather was right, the moon phase was right. I was excited to give it another shot. All right, back southeast section of Florida Sportsman Forum, Peter Barrett, AKA Reel 'em In. We did this before. I had to come back and do it again. We lost some big fish last time. What are you hoping for tonight?
I'm hoping for some more big fish. Last time we got some other sharks, and you got used to the gear and used to the harness and used to how things go. But tonight we're going to put some big baits out, and we're going to hope that we get a good one.
Black tips, bulls.
Yeah, big tiger shark, big hammerhead is what I'm looking for. So that's what we're hoping.
Well, we got this new Penn 14-0s they sent me. I mean, 130-pound line.
Awesome, perfect. That's
Pro
exactly
spec.
what we need.
It's a little chilly. Last cold front of the year. You're paddling out?
Yeah, I'll go. No, I'm not scared.
This guy ain't scared of nothing. So this trip we left the internationals at home. You know, the guys at Penn sent us a new Senator 14-0s, but besides that, the rest of the gear was pretty much the same. All right, explain to me this rig. I mean, it's pretty basic, but this is the basic shark rig that you use all the time?
Pretty simple. Some guys go overboard, and we try to keep it simple for simplicity reasons. I believe simple is stronger, and that's the way we go. We got your new line here. It's a 500-pound swivel. Crimp on some 400-pound leader material. I put the heavy leader material on for the abrasion. The shark's tail is really strong. Their skin is almost like sandpaper, so it wears the line out pretty good. So we put some heavy leader on so their tail won't wear through the line.
How much of that? How many feet of that?
This is about 25 feet.
25 feet.
Then I do about 6 or 8 feet of number 19 single strand wire. I like single strand. Some guys use cable. It's personal preference. Down to this rig, I got it down to 2 hooks on this rig. These are the Eagle Claw 9011 tuna bend style hooks. I really like them. They work great. This is on a bonita, and we're gonna put it out there.
Hey, wait, we gotta talk about our weight.
This is what we use for.
Talk about our weight.
This is what we use for a sinker. Tie it on there with some light line. Shark swims by. His teeth is gonna break the light line. Leave the sinker there.
Concrete's not gonna hurt the rock, just like a regular rock out there, so it's not gonna leave
it'll break
anything
off,
behind.
and hopefully it'll swim away with our bait and hold on to it, and we can hook them.
I'm ready. You know, we got there a couple hours before dark, and Peter usually just waits an hour or so before the sun goes down to deploy baits, but he saw actually some black tips jumping out of the water, so he decided to head out a little early, get some baits out sooner than he would, and I'm glad he did. That dude's nuts. Look, 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 look. There's something on there. Something's on there. I got something. I reeled half this line in thinking there was nothing there. And I think this fish just swam towards the beach.
Something picked it up and swam right into the beach.
There he is, right there.
That was a big bait. That's a little black tip. Let me grab the rope and we'll grab him.
So this is my first black tip. Now these fish aren't that long, but they are fat and they are strong. I was really impressed on how well this fish could pull. Let's get him back in the water nice and safe. I think he wants to take a piece of you, Peter. That's the first one. All right. Now, was that an average size black tip that we caught?
Yeah, that was average size. I would say it was close to 100 pounds. Most of them are about that. We'll get some over 100 pounds, up to 150 is about the biggest that they get around here that we see a lot of. That was pretty cookie cutter size, and as you can tell, they're a lot of fun, very active. They have a lot of energy. Great, fun, good shark to catch.
And that's the shark that you're saying a lot of people are seeing, you know, from these, you know, helicopters on the news, on the beach migrating. That's a lot of these are black tips.
Most of them, 99% of them are black tips.
Okay.
Wintertime is their migration year. They're coming down, and they're probably on their way back up north now, coming through. So you'll see a lot of them all in helicopter shots that you see on the news and stuff. That's what you're seeing, the schools of black tips.
And they will jump. There are a lot of times people mistaking them for spinner sharks, but they'll jump, corkscrew out of the water.
Absolutely, yep.
All right, Peter's throwing out another bait. Got one fish so far. Getting to that magic hour, low light conditions where they really like to bite, he says. So he's paddling way back out there. Drop another bait off, try to get a bigger one. So Peter just dropped that bait off. He's still paddling in. Wouldn't you know, that clicker goes off. Oh, I got a bite and Peter's out in the water. Don't know what to do. I think I just reel. Peter just got dumped. I got a fish on. He's coming back at me. Oh, there he is. Man, these things make some runs. We strapped a GoPro to Peter's head. See how it's done. I can't believe this guy actually goes into the surf, waist deep water, and tail ropes these fish to drag them onto the sand. You know, the first time I was complete shock. The second time, I knew I'd have to strap a GoPro to his head. That one's a little bigger, Peter. Ah, cool looking shark. Oh, easy hook out. Look at that. I mean, he doesn't look that long, but this fish is so fat. Oh. Good job.
This segment is brought to you by Power Pole, swift, silent, secure.
Power Pole, the shallow water anchor, has revolutionized the way I fish. Once I locate a school of fish, at the touch of a button, I can swiftly stop my boat. Power Pole silently deploys so you'll never spook the fish. Even in the toughest currents, I can count on my Power Pole securely holding me in place. It's completely changed the way I fish, and I can't imagine having a boat without a Power Pole. Swift, silent, and secure. Nothing stops you like a Power Pole. How long have you been out here doing this?
It's been a while. I've been doing this about 8 years now. Up and down the whole east coast of Florida, anywhere from Sebastian all the way down Palm Beach is usually where I like to fish.
And you guys are actually doing some research, you know, with some of the local...
Yeah, a lot of tagging to see where the migration of the sharks are going for a couple different NOAA and NOAA fisheries, and it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting to see where some sharks get caught and catch a shark with a tag in it and find it, you know, 15, 20 miles down the beach. It's pretty interesting.
You know, there's a lot of popularity now with this shark fishing, you know, and these shark guys, they're doing some great white stuff. And they actually just got one off the Jacksonville, which is surprising, you know, a great white.
Yeah, I think along the years I've been doing this, there have been a lot of great white sightings around here. A lot of guys on the piers that fish from the beach, and the guys in the boats, they are here and they've been here for a long time. I think the warmer waters and maybe the little bit of the climate change is bringing more and more of them. But every year we see at least one, and then the last couple of years we'll see two, and then we'll see 3 a year, and there's been more and more of those around.
So the sun went down, the temperatures were dropping into the 50s, and finally we got that moonrise. It went from cool to cold. The sun went down. We're looking for the big sharks now. Big shark time, he says. So things slowed up a little bit, but Peter wasn't too nervous about this. He said what happens a lot of times is that these bigger sharks have a tendency to chase the smaller sharks away, and sometimes it takes a little longer to get a bite. Well, it had been a while, we didn't get the bite, then the clicker goes off. I'm thinking this is a big shark.
That drag. That's why we weren't getting no more little bites, because the big one came in. Get your belt on. I got this, get your belt on. You gotta crank on that, crank on that, crank on that.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's there. I hope.
Oh,
he's there. There he goes. That is what we've been waiting for. Just keep that line tight. That is the one. Yeah, that line, you got to keep that line tight and keep that hook in the mouth. That was a good big run. You know, those big steady first runs, those are,
oh my God.
Those are the good fish. There he goes again.
Oh, you just feel that power. I wish this thing would swim out against me, swimming towards me.
Yeah, it's pretty hard when the sharks change directions or they come straight in. You got to keep them tight, and you got to keep up on the line and keep them tight.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Oh my gosh. Better lean into that. You know, the feeling of being strapped into that heavy stand-up gear with that shark pulling on the other end is something I can't explain. Oh my God. That's kind of freaky to be strapped into that. It's kind of reminiscent of the swordfish trip I did where I cried like a little girl. I could just see myself skidding down the beach on the sand. This thing dragging me in. Peter's telling me they've had fish that just, you know, dropped the whole spool on these things. This thing's got, I just spooled it up today. 130-pound Pro Spec. Oh, I'm glad I put that extra heavy line on there. Look at this guy, right into the water with him. What kind is it? Another blacktip? That thing's a beast. God. Not that long, but they are so fat. There's a lot of meat on that thing. That thing's foul hooked. That's why it fought so much different than the last one. And this is the blacktip. Hence the name. Wow. Look at this, on all the ends of his fins. Look how cool that is. There he goes. Oh, God. Whew. Man, that thing fought. Man, it's been a great night, you know. We didn't get these the last trip. I wanted to come back, get some of these blacktip that you were talking about. Yeah. Worked out.
It's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. When bait's out, I had a lot of action, a lot of quick action. Got a feel for how the rods are and how them fish pull. They pull really good, and they're very active and very muscular fish, and it's a good time.
I tell you what, there's, like I said before, there's a few places that you can go from the land, from the beach. People that, you know, don't have a boat, come out here and catch big fish right off the beach. Yeah. Get a kayak, paddle yourself out.
Absolutely.
Drop some baits.
Absolutely. It's fun, it's easy, it's inexpensive. Not everybody can afford the big money boats, and you come out here, even if I usually bring my family out here, bring the kids out here and spend the day, have fun, and the kids get to see some sharks and have some fun. So
it's been a blast, man.
Awesome,
I appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you so much.
Great time. You know, that's the great thing about the Florida Sportsman Forum is seeing all the different types and varieties of fishing that people do. You know, Peter Barrett specializes in shark fishing, and I'm so glad I went. I caught a variety of big fish from the beach, and it's something that I know I'll do in the future. It was because of his post that I chose him to fish with, and I need your reports to continue, because I may fish with you next on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. I got the GoPro action so we can record my death at sea. All right.
I think he keeps looking back for us to tell him to stop, but we won't give him any signal. We'll just let him keep going.
Yee! Fire, 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 fire!
Oh, over he went. Oh, jeez. You get spectators on the beach to help you reel in the brick. We're not fighting a fish, we're fighting a brick. Hi, I'm Captain George Godds, host of Real Time Florida Sportsman. And no matter where I'm fishing in the state of Florida, if I have trouble with my boat or my trailer on the road, I know there's likely a West Marine store nearby where I can get the parts and advice to get me back on the water. Whether I'm fishing the East Coast or the West Coast and need to pick up the local bait and tackle of choice, I know I can count on finding it close by at a West Marine store. West Marine, for your life on the water.